All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this week's episode of the Checklist Sports Podcast. I'm Matty B.
I'm Matty D.
And I'm Corey.
Today we have a special guest, Daniel Braverman, former Western Michigan Bronco alum, as well as NFL, XFL, and CFL player. Cool interview with that guy. Shout out Broncos. Row the boat. All right, well, let's get started. So we have Daniel Braverman here on the Checklist Sports Podcast. First question, so you're from South Florida. I'm assuming Dolphins fan?
I definitely grew up as a Dolphins fan.
All right, cool.
Jay Fiedler and Ricky Williams and all them boys. Patrick Surtain. Yeah, man, it was good. It was definitely a good time.
Yeah, nice. Are you excited? They had a really big draft with Tua coming on, some promising with Flores as coach.
Offseason.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting for you guys.
Yeah, I think the Dolphins definitely took a step in the right direction with Coach Flores. I think Coach Flores is definitely the right guy for the job. Came from the Patriots. I could just tell he was going to change that locker room. And even with his free agent picks, he got some guys from the Patriots, got some veterans like Kyle Van Noy.
Yep.
He's definitely trying to circle that locker room into a winning program. And, finally getting a franchise quarterback should be exciting.
Yeah, definitely.
Tua.
Franchise quarterback, and they're rebuilding that line. It's going to be – that was a strong draft, and the future's bright for them down there.
100%. That D-line, and then we got the center from the Patriots. So I think he understands how to build a nucleus,
Sure.
Yeah.
That's actually a good point right there.
Yeah. I like that. So we'll get to, of course, being from Western. So we started. So you had a few offers out of high school. What made you pick Western Michigan?
Well, I was going through the high school season, and my offers just weren't picking up anymore. And my high school coach, I think it was week 6 or week 7, he's like, dude, you got to make a decision right now. And the two schools that were talking to me the most was Utah State and Western Michigan. And I just looked at the passing stats. I knew Jordan White was there. I was like, dang, well, these guys throw the ball a lot more.
Perfect.
He was making big names, Greg Jennings, and Jordan White was catching 100 balls plus. So I was like, man, I think I should go there. And it was literally right on the spot. Called Coach Gaddis. He was the receiver coach at that time. And I said, hey, yeah, I'm going to commit. And that was like week 7, week 8 of my high school season.
Nice. Cool.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I had to go where I could get the ball. I knew that, a MAC school would be probably good for me, a spread formation, spread offense, and just being able to get in the mix and just get catches. That's how because I knew I wanted to go to the NFL, so I wanted to make as many stats as possible. And Utah State was more of a running team at that point, so I was comfortable with Western.
Yeah, with the passing team and you being able to get open so easily, being the fastest person on the field, those two things seem to go pretty hand in hand.
Yeah, man. Utah State was also a little bit far, and Western Michigan had a lot of Florida connections, like Darian Vance. We had a lot of guys from, Miami North Beach and Broward County at that team. So I knew that, I could probably form some better connections there anyways.
All right, cool.
Very nice.
Yeah, totally. So since you kind of brought up your first year you came to Western, the next year PJ Fleck came on to be the coach. And he actually was recruiting you when he was at Rutgers.
Yeah.
He put out in a Chicago Tribune interview. Then he left to go to Tampa, and then when he came back, you were there. He loved your elite quickness and elite speed, but he kind of said you needed to develop as a receiver. So what did PJ Fleck do for you for your career in college and then to boost you up there?
I think he just gave me the NFL baseline, because I was playing receiver. And I just switched to receiver like 8th grade. I was always a running back. And in high school, I officially started playing receiver in high school, my junior year of high school. I was still running back a little bit. And when I got to college, I just needed to hone down on those skills. And Coach Fleck, being an NFL guy and understanding the game and what the NFL coaches look at, he was able to really break down the type of break points you needed and just the techniques you needed to really take it to the next level. And he definitely helped me implement that and also helped me develop a sense of drive and work ethic that I needed to be at the elite level. Like, I wasn't the best catcher. I wasn't the best catcher when I first came in because I was used to running with the ball. And I started doing 500 ball drills in the morning before practice and then 500 after my ACL season I missed. And then that really took my game to another level. And that's really a credit to Coach Fleck. Just, he made the dream possible in a sense.
Totally.
Yeah.
So since you actually brought up that, the first year there with the ACL injury, Coach Fleck actually noted how you were a gym rat during that time, and you were in his office and Coach Getsy's office.
Yeah, Coach
Who also
Getsy.
went on to go to receivers coach for the Packers and stuff. Like, what gave you that drive to, have a very unfortunate thing happen, but still like put that work in not off the field, but in like the gym or the film room?
Yeah, so when I tore my ACL, it was definitely the first injury I ever had. And what happened was there was 3 other guys that tore their ACL or like messed up their knee: Devin Brandt, Justin Collins, and Terry Eastman. And we made it almost like a competition: who's going to get healthiest the fastest.
That's good.
That's awesome.
We made it a competition that I'm going to become the best one, health wise. I'm going to get my knee right, the best. Devin Brandt, I think, he was pretty good too. They all did well, but it was definitely a competition. But then also realizing, the team went 1-11, and we needed some help at receiver with Corey Davis, and I felt like that was my opportunity to step in a role if I got myself at that elite level. And that's really what I strived for. I was like, man, I'm going to come back after this and just try and take it all.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and you definitely did. In 2014, you were number 1 in the MAC in receptions. In 2015, you were number 2 in the NCAA in receptions with 108.
Yeah, man, that was definitely exciting. It was definitely fun 2 years.
Yeah,
For
that's
sure.
cool. Yeah, so going based off like kind of the Fleck comment, kind of a little bit more from the kind of feelings, like how is he as a coach? I mean, you just watch from a fan and you're like he's sprinting down the sidelines when the
I was
quarter ends.
motivated.
Yeah, I feel like
ready
I
to
was
go to
hyped
battle.
watching him coach, and I'm just like seeing all his speeches like all over Western. I mean, the guy seems like just really into it. He cares for you, almost like family. I just was curious on your opinions on like as a coach and things like that.
Yeah, he's definitely a player's coach. People
Yeah.
he's this, he's that. But man, I haven't been with a coach. I've been blessed with some good coaches. Like my high school coach, Roger Harriet, he's the coach at St. Thomas. Kind of similar in that sense where they're just player coaches. And Coach Fleck, he really does care about the players. Like in a sense to where not only just cares about them and is going to help them, but he wants you to become the best you could be. And become the best man you could be. And you almost like look up to him like in a sense as a father figure because he's teaching you life lessons that you don't get on an everyday basis. And like you said, the motivation of him saying like how close your dreams are, how close your goals can be accomplished. I think he first got in there, he was like, we can win the MAC championship first day. He got in there and then started talking about national championship. So there's no, and in this world today, people say like, oh, be humble, take small steps, but he'll shoot for the stars, either as a collective group and also as an individual to show you could do this thing and you can actually make this possible, but here are the steps. And, everyone just needs a guideline or a plan, like, hey, you can go to the NFL if you do A, B, C. Okay, I'm going to do A, B, C, and
Yeah.
it gives you that formula and then that extra kick in the ass that, some players sometimes need. And also just being a player's coach will definitely help you want to play for him. You want to do well because he wants you to do well. So it's it's a good trade-off.
Yeah, that formula and his coaching attributes obviously works. It was you, Jarvian, Corey Davis, Darius Phillips, and the tackle whose name I'm completely blanking on right now.
Okafor?
Yes, all big picks.
Yeah. Yeah, we were all. It was amazing, man. We had a good team. He definitely he helped us, man. He helped us put us in the right spots. He gave us the national recognition that we needed.
Oh yeah.
And he set it up, man, and we did well with his coaching, and he honored us, and we honored him by playing hard.
Yeah. One thing that I actually admired was how you brought up he's a coach, player's coach. He cared about you as a man. A comment that I saw from him when you decided to forego your senior season was he cared about you getting your degree.
Yeah.
Which was huge. Love to see that.
He was definitely on my. I got my degree last year, actually.
Congrats.
Congrats.
Yeah, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah, Bronco for life, right?
Yep.
He was on. Yeah, he was on me. Even Coach Shiraka, who's with Penn State now, but he was on me. He said, "Hey, get your degree. Get your degree."
Yep.
So, and Coach Fleck is he's a risk taker, So I think he appreciated where like, hey, I'm shooting, I'm gonna just shoot, you know, and he's that type of guy too, where he gonna shoot too, and it was a good time, and he was by my side the whole way. We kept contact through the whole time.
Awesome.
Whole NFL career and going to the CFL, and we always kept in contact, and he never changed up on me. You know,
That's awesome to hear.
We always kept the same relationship, so he's definitely a good role model and good mentor.
That's amazing.
So to kind of break up this football talk, you're from Florida. How was your first experience as a Michigan winter?
Yo, I actually thought about leaving after because Cuban was rough.
It's rough.
He's a good guy, you know, but his coaching style is a little different.
Yeah.
So I had that, and then also the winter that I've never dealt with in my life. Never seen.
Yes.
And that was a pretty bad winter. I'm like, man, I can go down to FAU or something. But then the coaching change happened, and my one of my mentors down in South Florida was like, hey, just wait till you see the coaches. You might like the guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then it turned out to be Coach Fleck. And me and my mentor, named Sly Johnson, we both knew Coach Fleck, and I remember Coach Fleck, and it was like, man, let's try and take advantage of it. But that first winter, bro, like that was crazy. I can't lie. Like I did not want to wake up. Third class was the worst day for me. Like, dude, I was sleeping in my North Face sometimes.
Oh
Yeah.
wow!
Dude,
Wow, yeah. Was that your first time like seeing snow?
Yeah, first time ever seeing snow.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you got that lake effect.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you
not
got
even
the snow.
That's not snow. That's like snow on steroids snow.
Yeah.
Dude, it hit me so fast. I was like, where the heck am I?
Yeah. Wow. I know. I remember when we got a tour at Western, the tour guide said you're guaranteed at least one fall per winter because of all the snow and the ice at Western's campus.
Oh,
yeah.
Slipping.
Yeah.
Yep.
And apparently there was never ever a snow day.
Oh,
And
yep.
That year was the first snow day in like 20 years or something like that.
Whoa. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was 2012, 2013. Yeah.
Yeah, that year.
Yeah.
Michigan was
that.
saying, "Welcome to the shit show."
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the wind chill was like -40 and stuff.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
You know, I was just in Canada. Canada's pretty tough too.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So that was some tough too. But I got more used to it. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michigan got me prepared for it. I can't lie. And then
There you go.
I was too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely.
So you brought up Calgary, and I'm just going to segue a little bit. You brought up Calgary, and so going from the NFL to the CFL, what are the differences in your eyes, like in the play style and the like pace of the game? Like, what are the big differences that you notice?
Definitely the pace of the game, because CFL is 3 downs. So the turnaround, like first and second down, that's quick. You know, it might be punt team, and then the other team goes punt return, like in a matter of like it won't even be 45 seconds on the clock. You know, like incomplete on first down, incomplete on second down. It's only been 12 seconds. Hey, offense ready. You know, so that pace of the game was cool. And, 12 players on the field is a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
A lot less man coverage, which I prefer man coverage, but it was definitely exciting. It's good football, man. They got some dudes over there for sure. They got this little Canadian to American ratio that I don't necessarily agree with, but it's their league, so I just follow the
Yeah.
Wait, by the ratio, you mean by the players? Like you're like, hold on, what does that mean, the ratio? I'm just confused. I'm an idiot.
So that you can only have a certain number of Americans starting on the field.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
So they don't want it to be an American team.
Okay.
Because you'll have more better Americans sometimes than Canadians, but they'll have the coach will have
ratio
roster wise who can start on the field at this play. Like you'll see like teams and punt return teams, they'll like, okay, American guy here and this guy here, you know. And,
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Some teams differentiate between having more Canadian receivers and then an American O-line, or American receivers, Canadian O-line. And so they got it. That goes into and sometimes it's frustrating for American guys because, you know, a lot of the time we're more talented than some of these Canadian guys. All the time. Not all, but most.
There we go. Yeah, good clarification.
Not all, but most. But And you know, sometimes you just gotta wait your turn, and
Okay.
definitely try and build a process of where you got to be in the program, and you know, you're not gonna just come over here first year and just lights out it. They have their guys that they draft or Canadian guys that been on the team for a couple of years. We had 2 guys on my team who went to the NFL. You'll hear about this guy, Reggie Davidson. He's at the Packers right now. You know, when they come back, I think he'll be a stud in the NFL.
And he's good. Oh, we're Bears guys. Oh.
Yeah, I know. That's why I told you guys. This dude should be a monster, especially with Aaron Rodgers. I think he'll do good things.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
So you're saying I should maybe pick him up in my fantasy leagues, huh?
If he's making headway in camp and preseason and they like him as a player, yeah, you should definitely pick him up.
All right, get a little fancy advice. I like it.
There we go.
Yeah.
Definitely an inside slot guy, but has that 4.4 speed and he's like 200, 198 to 2 something. So you can check out his highlights. Pretty good guy.
Okay.
Definitely. Yeah. So kind of building off of the NFL. So bring it back to 2016 so how is it being like drafted? That's like I'm sure that's an awesome experience. Yeah, the phone call.
Yeah, man. So my draft day was pretty long because it was day 3 and I think it was like 200 and something pick and
230.
It's frustrating because I was getting calls from other teams like Cowboys and I don't know, Jets and Falcons calling me and my agent saying, hey, we're thinking about picking him up here, yada, yada, yada. But then also bringing up free agency because it was getting towards the end of the draft. They didn't know if they picked me. So I was like, man, like, what's going on? Am I going to get picked? Am I not? And then the Bears called me, and it was definitely a sigh of relief.
Yeah.
Because, man, I definitely worked really hard for that, and I definitely, put in a lot of time. For getting that call, man, it was definitely a blessing. God definitely blessed me for that. And I'm just appreciated that the Bears even did that.
Yeah.
It was definitely an awesome experience. I was with my best friend, my childhood best friend, my dad, and my agent, and it was exciting when it happened. Man. It was just like, all right, let's go, let's do this thing.
That's 100%. So cool.
100%.
So did John? So because I think John Fox was the coach back then, and Ryan Pace was his first year. Who made the call? Was it Fox, Pace, or is it?
It was Pace, and then John Fox called. And then,
cool! That's awesome. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. And it was exciting, man. The only thing was, that team was definitely a pro running team. A pro style running team.
Yeah.
And then the year after I left, they became more of a passing team. So. But it was just exciting to even be drafted, man. That's something that I could take with me and credit, Coach Fleck and all the people who really who worked with me to get there. It was awesome.
And actually, before you got drafted, Boss tweeted it out. He was saying, what was it, that morning? He said, I want the Bears to take him right here. I want the Bears to get him. And they ended up doing it. He was so happy.
I actually spent all day yesterday finding the tweet because they didn't believe me. I'm like, no, dude, I tweeted that morning, Bears should draft Daniel Braverman today. They need a slot. And I found it. So when we post the video, we'll put it in the corner of the tweet. So, been your fan,
The Bears were a team that was definitely they were recruiting me pretty heavily. They went to my pro day and I talked to the receiver coach and they had their head scouting department. Forgot his name, but he called me twice saying, "Hey, we really like you. We think we're probably gonna grab you here." Yada yada yada. So I definitely had a hint that them or the Vikings were going to draft me. To be honest, I was remember the.
Okay, so kind of building off the NFL things, you played with a few different big-time players Jay Cutler. You were on the team with Mitch Trubisky, Patrick Mahomes, maybe some other guys. Who was your Larry Fitzgerald. Who was some other memorable players that you were like, wow, this is maybe even leaders, mentors and things like that? What was probably your biggest memory with some
Who stood out?
Yeah.
I definitely did. Playing with Jay Cutler was cool because he's definitely one of a kind type of.
Smoking Jay.
Yeah.
You don't get a lot of Jay Cutlers in your life, so it's to say I was in the locker room with him was pretty cool. He definitely what he's on TV and interviews. It's the same dude. And,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I heard he was on some reality show with that girl.
Yeah.
People loved him, so I can guarantee he's the same type guy. But Kyle Long was a good dude.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, he was fun. I really enjoyed Eddie Royal's time, and playing with Alshon, he was definitely, knowing how he was a freak at South Carolina, and just his jump ball ability.
Yep.
Sick. Eddie Royal was really a good mentor to me, though. I really appreciated his time and how he brought me along and stuff like that. I was in training camp and OTAs with Pat Mahomes, and you could tell he was going to be a stud.
Yeah.
You could definitely tell that the Chiefs were like sitting on him, keeping it quiet. Dude, he was in practice throwing 60-70 bombs anyway.
Wow.
Of course he was.
Wow.
But, I think Tyreek Hill is like, not that he's underrated, but I don't think he gets as much credit as a receiver. Everyone always wants to talk about how fast he is, but he's insanely like, it's almost pretty crazy, like as a human, how fast he is, and like in terms of how fast he gets going in like 2 steps. It's like
Sure.
dudes at full speed in 2-3 steps, whereas some guys take like 7. So those guys are pretty exciting to be with them. But definitely Eddie Royal was a good mentor.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
Hey, going back to Jay Cutler, you got any good Jay Cutler stories?
Yeah. When he gave his, I'll give you 2.
Let's go.
One time I was in it was like my rookie year. I think I just got there and I didn't have like socks or tights or something like that. So I just walked into the equipment room. He's like, "What are you doing in here?" With his like straight face, like,
Yeah.
like, "What are you doing?" And I'm just like, "I don't have socks." He's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm here for socks." He's like, "Get out." So that was funny. That was like my introduction to color.
Oh, nice.
And also when he, the whole, like, I think he announced that he's a Trump supporter, and the whole locker room was like, talking about it and whispering about it. He's just like, he didn't give,
He didn't give a fuck.
Wow. Yeah.
his demeanor about it was just hilarious, and I'm all for everyone having their own opinion, and I'm all for everyone standing by their opinion. Like, if it's right or wrong, they won't be like, "Oh, I'm sorry I said this." Like, you say what you say and you feel how you feel. So
It seems like Jay Cutler.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Like
So
Jay
I
Cutler.
feel how he hates that, and he's just like, "Dude, I'm still coming to work every day. I don't care."
Yep.
Yeah, I don't care what you guys say. So I thought those were like my 2 stories that I think that kind of molded Jay Cutler, how everyone sees him, how I saw it too.
Yeah.
Yep. You saw it close up firsthand.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah. And I just saw, he in practice, like, he did work hard, but like he also had that, like, oh, it was a bad throw. Like, I don't know. Like,
One bad throw. Okay.
Yeah, so it was he's definitely a coach off the field. Like, he's definitely like into it, like film rooms and meetings. Like, he was into it. Like, he wasn't no like slacker like that. Like outside world tries to see. He wasn't any of that. He definitely put part into his craft for sure.
Yeah.
Wait, so he's not a slacker like that girl said he was? That he just likes to sit around and just waste his time? He's not a slacker? Wait.
That girl is a user. He's gonna be so much happier probably without her.
Sure.
Yeah.
I hope
Yeah.
so. He can finally raise those donkeys.
She's just jealous because he stole her show. He became the star of her own reality
yeah.
TV show. That's why she's upset.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
He really stole the show.
Yeah.
That's great.
Cool, man. Some cool athletes. So kind of moving. I mean, you're 26. You're very football young. Kind of, what's the next step for you? Kind of moving forward. I mean, especially when this Corona stuff clears out and sports are getting back. Kind of, what's on the radar for you?
Well, I'm definitely going to go back to the CFL. We're supposed to be in camp right now.
Okay.
We're about to start. We should be starting the season and stuff like that.
That's cool.
So it's kind of frustrating because I really worked hard on my weight and my weightlifting program. I'm weighing like 196 right now, heaviest I've ever been.
Okay.
And I'm definitely trying to fit into that mold that the NFL wants me to be because I was always a 183 really fast guy. I'm still fast, but to be in the NFL and play the slot, you gotta have you gotta be a little bit more durable and have some more weight on you. They're not going to invest money into someone who they think could get hurt inside the inside the numbers. So I'm definitely trying to fill Edelman, Welker, whatever, heavier type of slot role they want me to be. So I've been on this like 3 pounds of meat a day and 3 potatoes.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Carb loading, like it's definitely been, you know. So the time game was kind of good. So, you know, when the CFL comes back, I paired up. I'm looking forward to it, and you know, just see where the chips fall where they may. And you know, right after football, I'm going to get right into coaching and
Cool.
and just run at that and try and climb to the top in that and be the best coach I can be. But like you said, I'm 26. I was thinking about, you know, hanging it up because I was just like, I don't know if I feel like going back to Canada. But then with coronavirus, they're giving me more time. I started training again. I'm like, man, I feel pretty quick. I feel fast.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, I'm too young. Like, I'll probably regret it if I give up right now. And I could be a coach at any age.
Yep.
So I was like, let me try one more year. So that was good.
No.
Definitely.
And now coronavirus, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's super awesome to hear like you actually still have that drive. I mean, you got to take that from like PJ Fleck and just really go for it. You got to follow your dreams. I'm sure he had numerous of motivational speeches for you, and it's awesome to hear that you're putting on more weight and you have this drive. Obviously, you have the talent to be in the NFL, considering you were drafted. You know, you still had looks from other teams, and like you're saying, you just got to put in the work. And I truly hope that, you know, one day you do get that phone call and someone does take the chance on, you know, a special talent, speed like you.
Yeah, 100%. I just think it's about being in the right system. You know, you go on every NFL team and do like I've been on, you know, I've been on 2 teams. We had these tryouts, and everyone's good. All the receivers are good. Like you don't want to trash the guys that are 5 and 6 and probably playing special teams but not getting numbers. But a lot of that comes down to who's getting paid, you know, who got drafted, who's a free agent, you know, who's on contract here. So it's all about right timing, you know, and so it's about right timing. So, you know, I want to go into the CFL, give it my all, you know, do as best I can, see what happens. If they're talking about having a shorter season. If there's 9 games, maybe I go tear it up for 9 games, get my film, and then
There you go. Yeah.
Let's go.
I like it.
Yeah.
Hopefully, as an American, you could get some playing time, though.
Yeah.
And, like I said, it's about right opportunity. But like the last 2 years, we came out with Calgary. Both those guys, we had 2 receivers leave to go to the NFL. So it's 100% possible.
Yeah.
Yes.
You just got to put up the film and
100%. Put in the work. Put in the work for sure.
Yeah, the mindset's there, and that's the biggest. I think that's the biggest victory right there. Is it's there. So that's awesome. We're rooting for you. We hope to see you in like 6 months, like a transaction from the CFL to the NFL. That'd be super awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's my plan. But you know, I know God got me no matter what. So if not, maybe stay in the CFL and just make a living out there, or keep going. Like I have no worries or doubts of where I'll be. I'm just gonna go with it. You know, like I said, I'll go into coaching right after, and so I'm gonna give it all I can while I'm living now, and then go from there.
Nice.
I love it.
Awesome.
I love it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
CC?
So one thing we do with our guests, so kind of like a break from sports and kind of more fun stuff. We do something called the checklist chat. It's kind of like your bar. You just kind of random talks, things like that, random questions. So we kind of touched a little bit earlier with the snow, but so whenever you guys, I know you guys were really busy at Western with your football schedule. When you guys had breaks, like did you guys like as a team, do you guys go out like to certain like a B-dubs, or what was kind of your go-to in your free time when you didn't have to maybe be in the weight room or study film or practice and things like that?
Yeah, we was definitely heavy on the NBA 2K.
Oh, nice.
We're heavy on 2K, heavy on NHL. This was around the time like Future dropped like 22. So it was definitely a lot of Future, a lot of young stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of rap music and video games, and then we would go to Main Street Pub. That was definitely
Nice. Cool.
There you go.
Yeah, that was definitely a spot, and just we had like a real football house. And we all just go over there and just all post up and just have a good time and just hang out with the guys. And yeah, man, it was definitely building bonds and building brotherhood that you know, I still talk to a lot of these guys today.
Yeah,
Cool.
totally. So you mentioned 2K. Who's the best?
Well, I mean, everyone plays like I had a house with Taylor Moton and Jeremiah Molinak and Jake Spinnick, and then there was another house with Corey Davis and Grant DePalma, Austin Lewis. So like we'd always play, but everyone was good. Like I think I'm like the sports game, video game king in terms of like
Let's
that.
go.
But Devin Brandt, he's a little older guy, so he was always a huge beast in Madden.
Oh,
for sure.
okay.
But
Okay.
in terms of Madden of the new Broncos, I don't even know if he's messing with me. But 2K, I remember me and Mullen actually playing. I made him quit so bad, he quit the game. So it was fun, man. Every competition just
Yeah.
we got always grilling. We were always grilling. Always
Oh,
grilling.
nice.
There you go.
To kind of further speak on, Western Michigan and the food, did you ever go to Crow's Nest? That was a big breakfast spot downtown.
Yeah. That's the one where they got the burgers, but they got the famous breakfast or something like that. The breakfast is really good.
Yep. And
It's
then,
right across the church, right?
yeah, off West Edge, I think, down there, the one way.
Yeah. Oh, Crow's Nest. Okay, there's another one. Man, you guys know what I'm talking about. There's another one that's across this church. I don't know what it's called, but they were like #1 in burgers or something like that. They got like a burger with jelly and all that. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Arcadia. Was it Arcadia?
No, man. Oh, man, I wish I had the name of it.
I don't know. Wow. But what about
Pancakes?
Tufa?
It'd be like butter, like pecan pancakes, the cinnamon rolled pancakes.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll have to try that.
Man, I wish I knew what you're talking
Yeah, we
about.
gotta try that then.
I'll get the name of
Dang.
it to you. I'll get the name of it and send it to you.
Yeah, for
All
sure,
right,
for
cool.
sure. Building off that, was Two Fellas around when you were there? That the chicken wrap.
Definitely a move. Two fellas are definitely the late night grab.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't go out too much, but when we did, it was definitely a two fellas like. Go ahead, two fellas real quick. Yeah, they did well, man. They should definitely have some more schools, some college. What a great idea.
Yeah, yeah, totally. Kind of just further speaking on the food aspect. So in Chicago, did you try pizza, like their deep dish?
Yeah, but I don't know. Deep dish is all right. That's what I like classic pizza, like
Tavern
I
style,
don't
the thin.
understand the point of it. Like it's good, I guess, once every 3 years, maybe.
Oh, sure.
Man.
Uh-oh.
Oh, jeez.
All these Chicago guys over here.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I like regular pizza, but also I don't understand the whole no ketchup on a hot dog. Like I'm gonna put ketchup on my hot dog.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, though.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
with you on
Chicago,
that
but
one.
I ketchup on a hot dog. That seems normal. I don't know why that's so against.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what's the stigma about?
Yeah, I don't know.
Everyone has
It's just
their
the Chicago classic.
Yeah.
own- yeah.
So
I love the Chicago style dog too, with all the celery sauce.
ketchup.
Yeah, but I was like, man, I'm putting ketchup in my hot dog.
Yeah, for sure. So off that hot dog, were you kind of talking about Portillo's then?
Oh, Portillo's was Portillo's was the move for
Oh,
sure.
Yeah.
Dude,
They
I
got
love the Italian beef.
The desserts there are crazy too.
Oh,
Yeah.
Cake, the cake
Desserts there are
shake.
crazy. I love their Italian beef.
Oh, yeah, so good.
Dude, the
Yeah.
big beef. Mm.
Yeah, dude. Portillo's is legit. Portillo's is really legit.
Yep.
They should.
Yeah. If you really want to gain weight, just drink the large cake shake.
Is that only a West or Illinois thing?
Yeah, it's an Illinois thing. I know they have some in like Arizona maybe, but I
They're
want to start
putting
a
one
petition.
down in Orlando.
Really?
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. You gotta make some trips. I want to make a petition to get them out to Western area.
Yeah. They make so much money.
They'll hit it. They
Yeah.
are. on
It's
top of it.
good.
Yeah.
Hey, piggybacking off of the Orlando, getting Portillo's. You a Disney guy?
I grew up going to Disney. I played soccer growing up, and we were always at the Wide World of Sports.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Always
Okay.
was there, man. So now I don't go to Disney now. I don't really care for it, but I enjoy roller coasters. Like I'll go to like Cedar Point when I went
Yeah.
to Cedar.
Yeah.
So I'm into roller coasters, but
Yeah.
I'm
He
not
just broke his heart.
I'm definitely not the type to just walk around Disney.
You broke his heart right there.
Yeah.
Dalton.
Dalton's a big Disney guy.
I worked there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he works there.
I mean,
I
it's cool. Like, I'm sure like Epcot is all that, but
Uh-huh.
like I don't know. It's fun. Everyone is fun. It's fun.
Hey, I just turning 21 and going to Epcot. It's a whole new experience. Like it's a whole new experience to do that.
I've never done that, so maybe I'm missing something. You know?
Mhm.
Hey, when I'm going back down there in August, if you have any free time before the season, we'll go drink around the world.
Yeah, let me know. Let me know. I've never gone, so I'll go.
That'd be cool.
All right.
Awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
I will
All
pencil that in. I'm holding you to that.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Cool.
Dalton was gonna cry. Now he's fine because you said you
Yeah, now I'm good.
drink with
Just
him. Now
you
he's
saved
We're
him.
back.
You saved him. You saved his happiness. So
I crushed his dreams for a second.
yeah,
It was just a quick second, but it's back. They're back. Don't worry.
Yeah.
No, just first, thank you so much for coming
Yeah.
on. Telling us little stories about your life growing up, the NFL and college, and best of luck to you as you move forward in the CFL. And we look forward to one day when you get that call to the NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate y'all having me, man. Just let me know when you come down to Empire, and let's stay in touch, y'all.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Sounds
Keep us
good.
in touch, man. We'll be in your corner,
Let's
just
go.
continue as always. So thanks again for being on. We appreciate your time.
All right, man.
Peace out. Yeah.